Marantz Rantz. 1 second. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. I actually am supposed to play a song that was requested. It's gonna come. I'm gonna play it in a little bit. It was requested by one of my boys here in the chat in the show. But I was reading some headlines in the Discord from you guys. I love you guys, by the way. Did so many videos right now. Holy shit. If you guys don't follow me on TikTok, then maybe you guys missed all the videos. But we're here on YouTube, guys, where I'll play the videos. I'll do what I can. But I won't post them, though. This guy blocked me 2 years ago. Okay, cool. Are we still talking about the Trey thing? Oh, wow, okay. Yeah, I missed that one. I'll get on that right now. Sorry, guys. Okay, so I want to let you know I have about 40 windows open on my screen right now. It's my Sunday. It's the day I do DD. I do due diligence on the markets, the history of the markets, and what we talk about, and like how I can really understand what's happening today. A couple things I read. Okay, one is Bitcoin's being seized right now by the U.S. government to actually load up their strategic reserve. They're not necessarily buying it at the market. They don't have to buy it at the price, so therefore there's no price discovery. So people are saying that's why it's crashing. I don't know how much truth is to that, but Bitcoin is absolutely falling to pieces. Let's see the 5-minute chart. This is a 30-minute chart. Let's see. 30-minute chart is here. So dump down, as you guys can see it, on my chart. I'll show it to you. So right there's Bitcoin right now at 80,000. It jumped all the way down to 79, which is funny because, I told you guys when it hit down here, I said, oh, it's going to go up and come right back down. They just pump everything out of it. If you guys are looking at the 1 hour chart, look at the daily chart. They're just pumping it out of it, just taking it out, pump it back up, take it out, pump it back up. And it's on the weekend. It's a Sunday. You can't do anything about it. And if you wanted to, you couldn't anyway. You're not going to own this thing. I want people to know this too. Some guy walked up to me the other day and was like, you and I are going to have a conversation about Bitcoin real soon. And I was like, oh, okay, bro. Sure. What we're going to have a conversation is about GameStop real soon. Holy hell, I can't wait till earnings comes out. But anyway, back to what I was talking about. I was reading up on some headlines, and you guys know I try to give you all the info I can, things that I think are relative or credible, and about this market. So let's talk about a lot that we have going on right now. Been holding for 4 years, don't know how to sell. Oh, I don't think anybody does. Good job. All right, Ryan Cohen, or is that Rowan Kitty? Rowan Kitty deleted a post. What does that mean? I have no idea, AMC Hawkeye. The fact that your name is AMC Hawkeye makes me vomit in my mouth. Honestly, I just threw up a little bit, but it's fine. And once you hang out, maybe you'll learn something. First off, let's talk about the overall broader market, the whole economy for a second, okay? The Trump administration came in, and when they won and they won the election, you saw the market shot all the way up. It was the last final pump. A lot of people like to call it that Santa Claus rally, but it was anything but that. As you guys know, since the Trump administration has been announced, the market went up, and you lost all those gains as of Friday. And we are now down 10% on the QQQs, as top 100 companies on the NASDAQ. You're also down in 5% around that on the S&P 500 and 15% on the Russell 2000. Being down all the way to your 200-day moving average and or below it for multiple Mag 7 companies and the market itself, these are indicators, guys. These are signs that the market is falling apart and that we're headed towards a recession. Now, I can do this. I can tell you that we're headed there because there's no indicators telling you that we're not. Right? Back in 2021, when we first were paying attention to a lot here, we were watching Janet Yellen, who at the time was the treasurer. Now it's Scott Bessent, But the Fed has not changed hands. The Fed has been in charge, and Jerome Powell is the chairman of the Fed. And Jerome Powell came out, and so did Janet Yellen. By the way, Janet Yellen was previously the head of the Fed, before she became treasurer. She said that inflation was transitory, meaning it wasn't here to stay, that it was just here for a little while. And this all had to do with supply chain shortage issues stemming from COVID. And we all looked at her like she was crazy. Because the bulk of us saw every item at the store double in price. You saw gasoline go up in price, and then you saw even cars. I don't care if it was 0% interest. The values just went sky high. So just because there's no interest doesn't mean you should still buy it. I'm just telling you that now. And everyone was borrowing money. Everyone was using money they didn't have. But this market pumped. This market pumped with COVID money. And for the people that are like layman, like you just don't understand. I don't want to say layman. I hate talking like if you're like I know more than you, so I'm better than you, or I'm smarter than you. That's not it. You're just uninformed, or maybe you just don't care. Everyone got a stimulus package. You know, whether it be $2,400, $4,800, however much it was, you were getting child tax credits afforded to you every month, $400 extra dollars just to spend, $200, whatever it was, and nobody said anything. Okay, everybody took this money, and as they were taking this money and putting it back out there, spending it wherever they go, it's not a lot of money to people. A lot of people go, "Oh, it's only $2,400. It's only, that's nothing. I burned through that in a month. I burned through that in a couple of weeks. It was gone." Yes, you burned through that in a couple of weeks. But imagine if you ran a company or a business and all the customers that came in with the $2,400, with the $500, with $200 that they want to spend on whatever product you're selling. You sold a lot of something. Everyone did, collectively. And that added up. That added up to the bottom line. So when the economy was churning, that's what the stimulus does. These stimmy checks, it stimulates, okay? Gives a little jolt. It's churning, and it's going. Now all that money starts rising to the top, and that is 2021. That was the stock market booming because all of the guys at the top got all this cash, and they go, "Hey, we're going to go ahead and put it into the market. This market's forever. It's pumping. Look at it." Well, you hit a recession. You hit all the way back down to 2022, and you had a real recession, guys, in 2022. You saw the GDP growth was not there. You saw the market come down 20%. But the Fed and Jerome Powell refused to call it a recession. A lot of us, we know this. We lived it. We saw it. And because of that, you saw the SPY get pumped. You saw everything get pumped. And this is the top of this bubble in this market, because the way you pump it is you use companies like CoreWeave. You use companies like Carvana. You use companies like Microsoft. You use other companies to pump other companies. They all pump each other. They all hold up each other. And as they rise, the whole market rises. And all it's going to take is one company to tell the truth. One company tells the truth. One company comes out and says, "You know what? We're not part of this game." Well, Apple never really got involved. And they're the number one company in the world. But the one company that told the truth first, Walmart. Walmart came out and said, "Listen, our guidance is not 4%. Our guidance is going to go ahead and reduce down about 2%. We're going to have a drop-off this year because we see consumer spending is not there. The confidence isn't there. People are not shopping as much." Costco earnings were this last week on Thursday. Costco CFO says, "Hey guys, our spenders, our shoppers are spending dollars selectively. You can read between the lines any way you'd like to. But the two largest retail companies in the world just told you their customers are not spending money, and or they're being cautious with it. That should tell you how strained this is. This is why I do all these charts. I get you guys all these charts and these graphs, and I post them everywhere. And I say, look at this. Delinquency on car notes. 2 months, that the average person that is delinquent, 2 months on their car notes, it's the highest it's ever been, the ratio, in the history of owning cars. Guys, if they're not paying car payments and they're not buying product, what the hell are they doing? They have no money. America has no money right now because things are infinitely more, very expensive. Value mills. Guys, I would encourage you to go to restaurants, sit down restaurants, rather than go through drive-ins or drive-through restaurants. If I'm going to spend $60 going to Jack in the Box, I might as well go to a restaurant and have a seat. That's just the way my thinking goes. Because a breakfast burrito at a restaurant is costing me $11, and one at Jack in the Box, just because it comes with a hash brown and a drink, costs me $15. Like, I don't need that. But this is the world we live in. And I'm going to show you some more truth all night tonight. It's going to be crazy. But, hey, I'm going to give you another indicator. I was reading that 7,400 jobs, or 7,400 retail stores closed this year. 7,300 retail stores closed this year, and that's going to be Big Lots. That's going to be Bed Bath & Beyond. That's going to be everything that closed right down officially forever. 7,300 stores. Do you know how many jobs that was? That's a lot of jobs. And according to the jobs report that just came out, we missed it. We didn't hit it. And this administration, they're doing mass cuts. Everyone's getting laid off as well. That's going to hit back. I know there's a federal level and a state level. State level, they're hiring employees. Federal level, they're letting go of employees. But retail's going to break your back. It is estimated that 15,000 retail stores will close their doors forever this year. Double what just happened last year. And I'm all for it. I want to watch it happen. Because I might be one of the I might be one of the only guys that says, I want to see a recession come. Because people don't understand what it really means. For those of you that are prepared for it, those of you that actually understand it and can combat it, do anything. Do anything. If your happiness or the way you grade out in life is based off the car you drive, the shoes you wear, the house you live in, that's your own damn problem. Like I told my wife years ago, I don't give a shit what happens. We both lose our jobs. We got nothing going on. We're living in a cardboard box, babe. But we're going to be together. We're going to work it out. We're going to figure it out. That's it. The struggles in life will come. Your health, life, death, and taxes, all certainties. I get it. But it's your mindset when it comes to you, when it comes rolling in. I just talked to a young lady the other night who says, Marantz, I'm looking at 6 years in prison. I said, wow, 6 years in prison? How old are you? She's like, I'm 20. I said, okay. Go do your time, get back out here. You're fine. You'll be fine. Go do your time, get back out here. You'll be all right. Don't give up. Don't lose hope. That's it. And yeah, poor decisions. Remember, circumstances, what gets you where you're at. Because we can all get speeding tickets. And the reason why it's a speeding ticket is because of circumstance. And it's not gross vehicular manslaughter because you didn't hit something. There's a big difference. The variance is there. You got to live in it. That's all I'm saying to you guys. But hey, we've all been there. I was looking at, I was reading a lot of books these last 2 days. And I'm just reading and reading and reading. My wife's like, what the hell are you doing over there? I go, babe, I'm in the zone. I'm reading. There was this thing called Liar's Poker. Okay, I was reading that, and that led me to another book, and that led me to more stories. And then I was like, hey, wait a minute. This author wrote The Big Short. This author wrote Moneyball. I was like, no, hold on. You guys know the only person to ever get arrested during the housing crisis, like of the greater financial crisis? Bernie Madoff was years later, but the only guy who really got arrested was this Russian dude, Sergey. I forget his last name, but Sergey came out and stole the computer source code from Goldman Sachs. Do you know why? You see, here's the thing about markets and brokers and banks and financial institutions and all of it. They all pay for the information. They pay. It's called payment for order flow. And if they can front run your trades, it happened so long ago, guys. It happened so long ago, and people don't remember the Mike Milken and Drexel Burnham Lambert connection with David Solomon. If you guys don't know, David Solomon is a trader. He's also in charge of Goldman. Okay, he's in charge. But back in the day, Taryn Pizer was the middleman holding the black book of the trades that they would actually do, but keep off the books. You guys don't know about this? They did losing trades and losing deals, but they held it off the books from their investors, and they were trying to get it back in the future. This is what they do in private equity. They make a deal for a loss on purpose. We'll make a deal for a loss today, but we'll get it back later. We'll get it back 6 years from now, because remember that the LPs and the GPs, general partners and limited partners, they're together for 6, 10, 15 years in a fund. They're okay to lose on one deal. They're going to get it back on the next because everybody's paying for each other. It's a never-ending story. It is the way you win in finance. You have a partner, and you guys do deals back and forth to each other. And what do? You make money off the fees, and you get bonuses, and you live a nice life. And everybody's willing to pay for some. Why? Because the money's free. You just go print it. Go ask the Fed. They'll buy you out. They'll save you. But there's a couple of connections here that are pretty tricky that I want people to know. That I was studying. I was like, what the hell? And I didn't just close out the windows. I went in I go, oh, I'm going to leave that one for the boys. I'm going to let these guys see this stuff. So let me give you a rundown on something. Just so you guys are aware, like Wall Street, the way it works. Wall Street does not care about money. Like, if they cared about money, they wouldn't be there. If they cared about money, hey, I've got a couple of $1,000,000. I've got $10 million. It's all I need. And I'm good. Money's just the way they keep score. They care about the score. The greed is even bigger than that. But it's not about the money. It's about the score. And a lot of Wall Street has a herd mentality. No one's willing to stand out on their own. The herd mentality is everyone's going to NVIDIA. Everyone's going to pile in. Everyone's going to give money. Everyone's going to Bitcoin. You got to have Bitcoin. No one's willing to stand on their own 2 feet. Roaring Kitty, Keith Gill, comes out and says, hey, I like this stock. I like this company. Here's where I go. Some old timers like Warren Buffett will tell you the market's not rigged. You just got to be smart about it and find value and have patience and wait it out. This market is absolutely rigged. But what I want to know is why the world, social media, Ian Carroll, why these guys care that it's rigged. Are they millionaires invested into this market? Like, they want the market to come crushing down. They want somebody to lose, somebody to win. They want to put somebody in jail. They want to have meetings about it and charge for it. We're going to talk about all this tonight. But I'm saying why? Who cares? I invest my money. The money I make at work. I don't invest in the market with earnings that I made from the market and then go, you know what? I'm coming back tomorrow. Who cares how much money you made on your investment? I'm asking you. Are you going to live off those investments? And you can't. You got to go back to work. We're all working. The only guys not working are the guys managing other people's money. The market's not fair for whom? I'm going to tell you. I'm going to give you guys this brainstorming way of thinking, okay? I grew up in nightclubs. Okay? And my dad DJ nightclubs, my uncles DJs nightclubs, and that's where I told you I learned how to make, from this. By the way, guys, I just want to make this very clear to you guys. Let's see. There's a empty can, okay? No, I didn't drink it. Don't worry. It's just an empty can, okay? But you can make $9 off this can at a club. Back in the day, this is like in the 80s and 90s. So you would fill up a little cup, same size, fill it up with ice, and you would pour 1/3 in there. Just Coke. $3. Do 3 of them. You got $9, right? Can't lose. Got to win. You're going to win every can of Coke. You're going to win every shot of whiskey, whatever you're pouring. Do you know what are at nightclubs? Party promoters. There's promoters. Guys outside with a list of names. Oh man, I got this person coming. They're bringing 9 people, and they get paid for bringing people to the party. They get paid to bring people and spend money. Get drunk, get bottle service, get tables, party promoters. It's just like when you go to the casino and they give you these incentives and they go, hey, we brought the big whales. We're bringing in a bus full of old ladies to play bingo. No, they do it right here at the Indian casinos where I live. They're bringing the money to you. Do you guys know that these brokers are no different than party promoters? They're bringing the cows to the slaughter. They're bringing you to the market with trades that are delayed, with trades that you're not going to have any price discovery. And the only ones crying and complaining about the slaughter are the day traders, or the guys who think they can make a profit off this market. No, do me a favor. When you show up to the casino, and you show up to the nightclub, don't bitch about the price of the drinks. Don't. Pay for the experience. Pay for the entertainment. Do that for me. Because that's what it costs. When they bring you to the table and they tell you, play some poker. Do you think they tell you that there's no tens, jacks, queens, or kings in this deck? We're going to play poker, but you don't know the cards that are in it. That's the market. They sell this order flow. The incentives to give up your order flow should tell you everything you need to know. There are no commissions here. They took away the commissions and they said, you know what? We're just going to sell the order flow. For those of you guys who are not invested in the stock market, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. But you're okay. But the opportunity cost on a bull market is what they want you to believe. And that stems from traders, guys. From investors that are traders trying to move money from one stack to the next off of, hey, look at the ebb and flow of these markets. Hell no, guys. Stop saying that you buy something or that you're a trader. No, you're an investor. Go invest your money into things that make sense, into companies that actually make a profit or companies that are going to do better. You invest your money and you see a return. The return will be 10, 20 years from now when you sit back and you go, damn, look at this. Or you see the trend change and you're like, okay, I'm out. Because there's a change in leadership, a change in strategy. Got that. Maybe it isn't for you. Me, I'm invested into GameStop. I love the company. I love the leadership and I love the direction. It's minute changes that you'll never see. You can't see beyond the horizon because there are day traders. There's these market manipulators, these prophets, these guys who tell you you're going to get rich tomorrow with this investment or that investment or you're missing this. They're doing these things because they want you to fight a fight that's not yours. I don't give a shit about a meet and greet, about market manipulation. What? I know this market's fixed and rigged. I just happen to put money into it because I'm the smart guy. I'm smart enough to buy something that's going to go up over time. That's all it is. It's really easy for me. But they're bringing the cash flow to you. They're bringing the order flow for you. I'd read your chat, but there's no point in reading it, guys. I am busy in my brain. You know, the biggest crime out there is rating agencies get paid. They're for profit. I should say it that way. An honest broker, almost impossible to find, right? It's all for profit. If you want to tell me something's not for profit, right, non-profit, okay, cool. Then you can actually have a sit down at the table. But if you're bought and paid for, the rating agencies and or the stock analysts, they take in money to give out these ideas. This company's headed in this direction. Give out guidance. But when a company doesn't play your game, they get upset and they walk away. You see, I used to play basketball. I used to play street ball like every day, 2 days a week at least, or Tuesday and Thursdays. I play street ball. Go out there, ball it up with my boys. Or a whole bunch of us, we go out there religiously. I can go out right now. It's Sunday night, but no, I can go out there on Tuesday and Thursday. The boys are still out there balling. They're 40. They're 50, 30-something on the youngins. They're still balling right now. And kids will come to the table and be like, yo, man, we still balling? We still balling, man. Every Tuesday, Thursday, at the park. Never stops. You see, everyone has this idea of, you know what? We can still show up. We can still do our thing like clockwork. You can still do these things, and people have a reason to be there. Whether it's stay in shape or health or whatever it may be. You have a reason to invest. You have a reason to be in the markets if you feel like you're educated enough to make a choice decision. But you know what's the part that they don't tell you guys? That if you wanted an honest broker and you wanted not to pay commissions and you want to make trades, like there's literally a penalty for doing 5 trades within the same day. If I do the same day trade, day trading. If I bought a stock today and I sold it today, I get flagged. You have to have over $25,000 in a brokerage account to do day trading. Why is this your concern? Why is it anyone's concern? Why do these rules exist? Guys, there are so many rules out there to stop you from making money. And yet there's the equal opposite side where they go, you know what? Come on in. Come on in. Come to the basketball court and find out why you can't do the things that Kobe does. Let me show you why you can't day trade. Stick to the basketball game at the damn park. That's my point. Stick to hanging out with your boys, doing your thing. Go back to work. Come home. Tell your wife you're sore. Take a shower. Oh, yeah? You think you're Matthew Kors? You think you're Trey Trades? Matthew Kors is a YouTuber, is a personality on YouTube who made over $1 million in 2021. Today, right now, he has $0. Did he buy a house? No. Did he marry his fiance? No. Did he put any money away for savings for later? No. He thought YouTube money is forever and that market can't beat him. Go watch his last video. He's crying. And rear view, you're doing a lot of talking, man. A lot of typing. And the fact that Kyoto has to put you on mute means you have no respect for the show and what we're doing. So I'm going to tell you now, rear view, that's exactly where you're at. You're in my rear view. Peace. He'll never be back. Okay. We got so much, guys. I'm all over the place in my head in a way because I'm a keyboard warrior. All right. Let me put it all together for you. I'm going to show you everything I was doing today, this morning. There are so many connect the dots that is going to blow your freaking minds, guys. Blow your minds. I can show you who's bought and paid for. I can show you how they're doing it. And, of course, I already busted out Ian Carroll in his grift. But we'll talk on it. We'll speak on it. But I got to play this song that was requested. All right, from the people's champ himself, I guess. Let's go get it. I'll be right back. Peace. Me anything for being in this space. But I appreciate all the love and support for the channel. I do. You guys do so much for me. And I just hope I can repay you back with all the info. All the info in the world, market updates, you name it. And I just want to say thank you to Endgame for 20 free memberships for the show. Stonk Scoop, thank you so much for $50 for the channel. I appreciate you, bro. I do. And it goes to the kids. I know my wife and I are planning to do our meet and greet coming up this month. We do have a funeral that we have to attend, but hopefully on one of these days off, we can get out there to the streets and hit it up and give away everything we can. I got so much to give away, as I showed you guys, all the packs of cards, all of the stuff they gave me. I have all these damn Pokemon cards I got to get rid of, too. I'll give them out. You guys know the way it works. There's just a ton of them, a ton of everything that these guys gave me. And then, of course, whatever I can give to my nephew, my nephews. You know, I've got a couple of nephews there that have been collecting cards. I've been giving them to them, and that's where I'm at. So I'm always just trying to start the next kid's collection. All right, let's go down. Guys, I have so many windows, and I'm going to explain each one the best way I can. We'll talk on them. We'll brainstorm on them on each one. Maybe it's your topic. Thank you, Kid Caribou, for the show, man. Thank you, guys. Hey, man, you guys are killing it. Thanks again. You guys know the way we do this. And if you guys ever wonder if I actually give the stuff away, kids, why don't you go watch the videos we do on our street interviews. There's a whole playlist for them and tons of stuff. Okay, guys? 5 free memberships for the kids, for you guys right there, and enjoy it because you never know who's watching, okay? So well done, Team 51, without a doubt. If you're Team 51, you know who we are. All right, so let's go ahead and go to this stuff right now, guys. First, I'm not going to look at the Trey video yet. We're going to go over here. We're going to go look at GameStop. We're going to keep it where it's supposed to be. GameStop earnings is coming out, guys. We don't know when. About 2 to 3 weeks from now, I will be very excited for the day when it happens. I think GameStop's going to beat the numbers. They're going to beat everyone's expectations. Now, right now, the market, I believe, well, I'll even tell you where the market was guessing. We'll do it in a minute. I'll show you. But here's the actual PSA 8, 9, and 10 graded cards at GameStop.com. Yes, 1,600 cards for sale right now. It's a good number for the inventory itself. I have to look at, let me see this, Pokemon cards, 57 Pokemon cards. They're catching back up. So there was a point there where everyone was buying every damn card. Me, I just shop at the store. You guys know that. But I want to look at GameStop right here. we're going to go look at forecast. So this is the forecast from there's only one actual stock analyst that covers a company, and that is Wedbush. Wedbush has a short position on GameStop. It's been publicly announced before. They had over $1 billion short position on GameStop in January of 2021. So they have always given a downtrend on GameStop stock. They think GameStop stock, now that it's right here in February last month, that we were around $24, $25, they think GameStop's going down to $10. They have no way of telling you it's going down to 10 when the book value alone is over 10, meaning GameStop has over $5 billion. To give you an example, GameStop would have to have $4.46 billion worth of assets, that being cash, buildings, inventory, everything. And then they would break even at the $10 mark. They have a lot more than that, and they do really well. They make a profit. You'll see how it all works out. And this analyst has been wrong forever. The analyst has a strong sell rating, as you can see. One analyst only. Reason why analysts don't cover GameStop is because GameStop does not give out guidance. It has been a practice from the days of Mark Vadden. You know, Mark Vadden, I don't know how he said his name, Vadden. When I talked to Larry Chang, I asked him. But here's the thing about GameStop. They won't tell you what they're going to do. They just do it. And it's up for you. It's up for interpretation of you, analyst, and the world, the stock world, to figure out what the value is. But if you guys want to continue to undervalue it, that's okay. That gives every stock person who really wants to spend money and shop and invest it, well, guess what they get to do? They get to buy it at a discount because we know the true value. And that's if they want to keep doing it. GameStop has done one thing very different than other companies as of lately. GameStop hired a new individual to go ahead and combat the negative, I guess, social sentiment for when it comes to GameStop. She's going to be on the platforms. She's going to be doing the interviews. She's going to be pushing out stock info, and that's good. That's good. They need to combat this narrative that GameStop's a terrible company because it makes a profit. It has $5 billion of cash. It will after this quarter. And it has numerous partnerships. It has a moat around the company. You can't get to it. You can't destroy it. And that's the best part about it. But Wedbush, Michael Packer, is the actual analyst. And as you can see, Michael Packer is on the downside. He's on the downside of guessing what the hell is going to happen to this company. He had him once at $6, and then this is the part that I have a problem with. He goes $6, and then he goes 11 to 14. So if you were at 6 at one point, Michael Packer, in 2023, and then 6 months later you're all the way to 11 to 14, that means you were off by 100%. They just did a 100% increase in value, and you didn't admit defeat then. Well, guess what? We're up 100% from $11, and you're not admitting defeat again. So we've now beat your guesstimation, not by 10%, not by 20%. You weren't off by he's off by 20%, 15%. No, 100% 2 years ago, another 100% a year ago. I'll see you every year you're wrong by 100%, but I own the stock, so I love it. I don't mind, Michael Packer. Get a life, kid. How about this financial forecast? Financial forecast is revenue that they will sell this year. They're coming in at $4 billion, allegedly. I'm okay with them not coming in at $4 billion, but right here they tell you next year $3.7 billion. I'm okay with that too. I don't care about the revenue. This is a turnaround company. This is a pivot. This is a comeback story. You don't care about top-line revenue yet. You want to get to the bottom. You want to find the bone. You want to find all the fat that you can carve off of this before you get lean and mean. You know, a lot of guys try to lose weight. They can't just go, you could be 300 pounds, 250. You just can't go run 10 miles. You got to lose weight first. Then you can get in shape. Then you can start running again and getting active and doing your thing. You got to lose that weight first. So what is GameStop doing? They're cutting off all the fat, babe. They're losing all the way. They're trimming down. They're getting me in the summertime. And right now, here's what they project. They project GameStop's going to come in at 7 cents on earnings per share. To give you an idea of 7 cents earnings per share, that is a ridiculous number for them to give out the guidance of 7 cents for the year. There are 446 million shares on GameStop. For them to be at 10 cents a share would be $40 million worth of profit. $44 million worth of profit. Guys, they make 40 to 50. I'll just go 40 to 60, whatever it is. 40, well, I'll just do 50. I'll just say 50. They make 50. 50, aka Ferrari to F50. They make $50 million on interest alone. They're at a net zero position right now on the trailing 12 as it comes around. Operationally, they're at a net zero. What do you think is going to happen right now in quarter four? It's Christmas, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, a Pokemon release, 2 of them, Prismatic and Surging Sparks. They did everything this quarter. And you don't think they're coming in above 40 million? They think they're coming in at 7 cents a share? That is a crime. That thing is, they're coming in at 20 to 30 cents a share. Easy. They're going to beat it by 100%. And by the way, guys, they're going to be up. They're going to be up because they were only $6 million in the plus side last year. 6.7 million to be exact. They're going to be 100 million. 100 million on the plus. They're going to beat out last year's earnings by 1,800%, by 2,000%, by 3,000. It's going to be a crazy number. And Wall Street's still going to go, oh, we don't know. They didn't tell us. Don't tell me. I know they're going to do it because I know the math. Do you? They're completely wrong. Oh, by the way, not only are they completely wrong, even if they were right at 7 cents, even if GameStop only made $30 million worth of profit, even if they only made 30, which the interest alone pays them 40, guys, it would still be a 250% increase. It would still be a monster number. Oh, by the way, 2 years from now, they're projecting GameStop's going to be at 13 cents a share. 13 cents a share profit. Oh, I'm so sorry. Is that another 100% increase? I might have got that wrong. No, I didn't get it wrong. That was a point. Here's the quarter report. This quarter, they think GameStop's going to lose money. Shit is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. For them to come in and say GameStop's coming in at 8 cents, 7 cents for the year? No, come on, man. Come on, guys. This is criminal, man. This is criminal. Criminal. It's so bad. It's okay, though. It's okay. You know, they can print it up any way they want to. If you know the truth about this company and and where they're headed, we're doing it right now. We're doing it right now, guys. Used to be a negative company right here. Look at this. This mark right here. That's break even at 0. We're above the line. They think the high 18 cents. That's the high guesstimation, 18 cents. Anybody want to tell them? Guys, to give you an example, that would be like 90 million profit. Guys, these guys, next year, 2026, not 2025, not 2025, 2026, they think GameStop's going to make $90 million. Guys, they're going to make $500 million. They're going to make $500 million in 2 years. $250 million next year. Profit. Bottom line profit. Margins are over 28% right now. Gross profit margins are 28% right now. That's 400 to 500 basis points higher than last year. They are killing the number. These guys, Wall Street doesn't have a clue, or they have a clue. And that's why, I'll tell you, institutional holdings have increased. 590 companies now own GameStop. 590 institutional holders. Ooh, number keeps going higher. People keep buying in. I wonder why they're buying in. I wonder. These guys, $10 a share. There's no way. Look at these financials, guys. Let's go to the quarter. Let's go to the trailing 12. Trailing 12, by the way. Factoring in last year's Christmas. We know this year's Christmas is better. I promise you. I promise you. We did all we could here on this channel. Hi, Ryan Cohen. We have 13,000 people here on YouTube that shop at GameStop and that support your company. 13,000 people that buy everything we can at GameStop. Eat, sleep, and breathe it. And if you don't think that moves a little needle, come on down and see how much money we spend. I'll be here. So we're at $4.3 billion. They think we're going to drop off $300 million off of quarter four. They think we're going to have a drop off of $300 million. It's possible. It's possible. That means you're coming at 1.5. We'll be okay. But here's the part that I love. Cost of revenue coming down. Gross profit is flat Even though the top line revenue dropped off $220 million, our gross profit is flat. You know what that means? SG&A is flat. Not bad. Operating expenses, total, operating income. We're looking healthy. We're looking like we can do this. And you know why? You know why we're not dropping off too much every time? Because of this big-ass number right here, $123 million worth of interest compared to last year's Q4. Look at this last year. 49. With $49 million of interest last year and 31 on operating, listen, Linda, that gave you a profit after taxes of $6 million. Look at it. It's right here. 6.7. Okay? Listen to me, guys. If you want to. We have $123 million this year. We have a positive 7. What do you think's about to happen? How high do you think it's about to be? Because we're already at $63 million of income. Profit. Profit, babe. Profit. Do you know what's about to happen, Wall Street? Your ass is done. They're so wrong. They're so wrong. Oh, it's gross. And this is why you're wrong. Because you were at 24.54% on interest, on actual gross margin. And we are 3% higher? We're at 27 flat. We're 2.5% higher? 245 basis points higher. What an amazing number. For all you real investors, just know it's going to keep going up. GameStop sells bigger items, better items. And hey, all of those things I told you about, private label, all those products, all the companies they own, that they control. They buy the warranties. They have the little figurines. They have the stuffed animals they do, the controllers themselves, Raptor 8s, you name it, all the new technology, everything they do. PSA-graded cards and the service itself. Come on, guys. This is going to be amazing. We're just happy to be here. We're happy to be part of this damn thing. But to move the trailing 12 from 24.5 all the way up to 27, I'm going to tell you guys why that number is so significant, okay? At 27. Because last year, watch this. Remember, 27. We're going to go to quarter right here, and I'm going to show you what last year did. This is last year, Q4, okay? I want you guys to see it. I wonder, can you guys even see this stuff? Yeah, it's big enough. Good. Cool. Okay, so last year in Q4, just so you guys are clear, like the number you're up against, even if we had a $300 million drop-off, which is what they're calling for, we still come in at 1.5. We still come in at 1.5, which is fine. I'm okay with it. But gross profit, after all the cost of revenue, was at 1,374. Your gross profit was at 419. What that means, okay, the percentage between these two numbers, the cost of revenue and cost of goods sold, okay, versus the revenue you got, that's what's left, gross profit, okay, 419. But look at the percentage. That came out, they equated to a 23.3%. 23%, guys. Are you listening to me right now? That was Q4. 23%. Look at what we're doing today. 31%, 30%, 27%. Like massive number swing because we're selling different products now. Are you paying attention? This is private label. This is the impact. So we're not just going to have $419 million of profit. You're not. You're going to have so much more. Or you have the same. You have the same, but the cost of revenue won't be as much, right? Cost of goods sold is coming down. It's coming down. Just to give you an example, cost of goods sold coming down. If we doubled this number, it would be close to this number, right? If we doubled this number, it would be close to this number. Well, guess where that puts you? Double this one. Double this one. Is it 1.374? Nope. It's 1.2. You're short by about $170 million. You're short by $170 million. I'm going to tell you guys something. That 170 goes to there, goes to the gross profit. So you're looking at around $425, $430 million. Hey, and I'm just ballparking numbers, guys. That's ballparking. 420, 450 on gross profit? Maybe. Maybe. But what if it's less? What if it only gets to 1.5, like they said? We only do 1.5. Then what happens to the actual gross profit? Because what does 1.5 actually cost you? $1 billion in revenue? And then you get how much left over? Maybe $500 million? Maybe you guys haven't figured out the less you sell, the more profit you have. I know it sounds crazy, guys, because accountants are having a field day with this shit. The CPAs in the meltdown, they don't know how to interpret this. They get mad. What is he talking about? Less sales means less profit. No, it doesn't mean, in this case, it means more profit. Because sometimes it pays to sell other things, like PSA graded cards, where they take up no freight. There you lose no money in logistics. There's no money lost in delivery, final delivery. You're not giving up any ounce. Do cards get injured? Do they get hurt? Do they get damaged in transit? Or are they safe? They get their delivery, boom. Could you imagine? I didn't get this game, it was cracked. I didn't get this PlayStation, it was broken. It didn't work. I need a refund. I had to watch a whole video about that today. Some guy mad that he ordered 7 copies of a certain game. He's a reseller. And he's mad that GameStop couldn't fill his order or whatever the hell he's crying about. Like, oh, you guys crying about these things? How about just be the regular consumer? Me and you. Pokemon consumer. How about that? It's amazing what's happening at GameStop. And the profits they're about to make. Guys, they wouldn't sell it if it didn't make them a profit. Do you guys remember them cutting down on all the t-shirts they sell? Remember I told you that? They're going to cut out on a lot of the t-shirts and the hoodies. They're going to get rid of a lot of this stuff. It takes up a small section now. You know why? Size and color. You will lose so much money in size and color. That's business 101. It's retail 101. GameStop's coming in about $500 million gross profit this quarter. 450, 500. Could you imagine that number? Margins of 30% plus. It'll kill everything. Then this number kicks in too. Last year, you only made $15 million in interest. This year, we're going to make 55. Okay, let's make 55 off that pile of cash we have in there. So we're going to make 55. So let's just say we do 55. That's going to be $40 million more dollars or $30 million more dollars than last year. Right there, $30 million more dollars than last year for the quarter. Let's just say everything stays the same and we come in at 23%, as you call it. We're going to be up $130 million. We front ran some of our expenses. Did you guys pay attention to that? No? Was I the only one who actually paid attention? Oh, man, this is going to be good for us. We're going to be up massive. Okay, so you're going to go here to your balance sheet, and you're going to look at liabilities. Okay, guys? Just hear me out on this. And you're going to go to liabilities, and you're going to see GameStop. Is this a quarter report right here? Right here. Current earned revenue. That's massive number right there. Cool. Current liabilities, okay? So we paid $55 million up front. Last year in that quarter, they didn't pay anything. So they wanted to come out with a profit, which was cool. A little bit of cash burn is not there. So they're front running some numbers here for like what I would say SG&A. And that's the way I see it. But you guys can tell me I'm wrong like you've told me before, CPAs. And how right was I? You remember when I said, oh, they're sandbagging the number, they're hiding their profits? How is that even possible? How is that possible, Marantz? I'll tell you. But if I tell you, I have to, you know what I have to do. I won't say the words. You guys, too much, man. Look at it. I love this. Look, and accounts payable last year in quarter 3 was $812. This year, $494. Ha! Guys, they're gonna have so much money, like cash. Oh, it's glorious, guys. I'm so happy right now. I am so happy right now with what GameStop's doing. Let's get ready for it. Look what they've cut out. They've cut out $100 million in leases. They've done everything right. I can't even get mad. This number is going to go positive right here. Retained earnings is going to go positive. Man, I'm pretty excited, guys. By the way, shareholder equity at $4.8 billion compared to last year's 1.3. Monster number. Did somebody tell Wedbush they can actually analyze the stock more than once a year? I love GameStop. I'm sorry, I could talk about GameStop all night, but I got more to talk about. I got something else to do. Look at that. Buildings, machinery, construction in progress. Yeah, boom. I wonder what the number's going to be this quarter. I can't wait. I'm excited. All right, guys. Enough of that. Let's close it out. All right, we're here. Anything going on Twitter? Did I miss anything? I'm going to explain some of this stuff for you guys, okay? Some of the stuff that I'm looking at. So the first thing we're going to look at is Ian Carroll presents Bottoms Up. Bottom up. I bet. Ian, he's selling tickets to Bottom Up for $278.21. This is a meet and greet he's doing in Boston at a free restaurant to do it at. One of the sponsors' restaurants. They own the damn thing. So you're not paying for the venue, so what are you charging for? What's the upcharge for? Why charge at all if you're for the people, by the people? Why do these guys feel the need to do a concert-style meet and greet for $278? I don't understand. You can post your shit on TikTok and YouTube, and they're going to pay you for views or whatever, and just do it. Hang out. You'll make money. People will watch. You know what's the crazy part, Ian? I wonder how much you guys pay to promote your information in your network. You know, like PPCs where he bought subscribers and views and everything. You don't believe it? I mean, where are they? Where are the 80,000 people watching the PP stream? Why are they not watching? Why aren't they members and watching the community? And how is it that you do 2 meet and greets? You were at one of them. Vivek Vinswamy was at one. Bill Pulte, 3.2 million followers, was at one of them. How is it that you guys can do all of these things on PP Show and PP only has 11,000 followers? How? I mean, I couldn't even imagine what would happen if I had 80,000 people in there. I couldn't imagine. Unless you bought it. Maybe I'm crazy. But hey, if you guys want to pay nearly $300 to go hang out with this guy, it's time to party in Boston with zero purpose? I don't understand. I'll tell you what I'll do, Ian. Let's clip this right now. You guys ready to get for a good clip? I'll do a clip. And thank you for all the love and support of the channel. Sorry if I haven't told anybody that. El Kabong, yes, thank you, sir. I just saw you did $10. Sorry, man. I missed it. Cool. I got you. So here's the crazy part that I have a problem with all this stuff. I just want to make this very clear. These guys will charge you to go hang out with them, and they're going to talk about I don't know what. That Bear Trap movie, they paid for it. They have to get money back from it. They're going to promote it. Guys, if you guys are not familiar with the Bear Trap movie, it's about Bed Bath & Beyond. And it's a smear piece. It's a smear campaign on Ryan Cohen. Why do you associate Bed Bath & Beyond with Ryan Cohen? Because these guys put it out there. They put their name and their mouth out there when it comes to it. I've already seen all the distractions coming my way. Whether it be crypto or we got to fight the markets. Like, who are you fighting for? A revolution in excellence. What are you talking about? Ian Carroll. Did you vote? Ian Carroll, I'm asking you something. Did you vote? Because you put on a Trump hat. You did a whole doc for 2 hours. You did an interview on InfoWars. Candace Owens is pushing you out. Joe Rogan's pushing you out, and you did an interview. You're a Trumper, right? Trump supporter. So what are you trying to change? What are you mad about? Trump's in office, and they're working, and they're doing their thing. What the hell are you doing? Did we land on the moon? What's going on with Jeffrey Epstein? You wouldn't know, would you? Like, I'm going to give you some info tonight that's going to rock your goddamn socks. But to charge people for it? I thought you were for the people. Why are we paying you? Are you Taylor Swift? Are you humble? You don't know that song? You know that song by Kendrick? He's got a humble. I know you like Bad Boy or whatever, Bad Guy. What is it? Bad Guy. I don't know the song by Taylor Swift and Kendrick. I don't know what it's called. But I'm sure you sing it to yourself. Ian Carroll. Hey, Ian, I have a question for you. Somebody can clip this part, but I have a question for Ian Carroll. Ian Carroll, I want to know, do you have any siblings? And who did you go to high school with? Is there anybody that can say who and what you are? You show some pictures. I mean, I figured you're an athlete because you were a lot bigger and stronger than everyone on the stage. So I'm trying to find out like what you do or what you're all about. Oh, that reminds me. I was listening to something. I was listening to you, Ian. And Ian, you said that to be a real, well, I'll let you say it. And let's hear it out.
He was like trying to not notice me at first when I first showed up at the bar where all the BBBY people were hanging out. And then he was like, oh, dude, like, okay. And so, and that's that's subjective, but I felt that vibe. And everything. So my best case scenario is he just feels like kind of like meh. And my worst case scenario is he would be a really effective plant if he was actually a paid bad actor in any form. Whether fully intentionally or whether, because you can also, I think people don't give enough like spectrum to that concept, is that sometimes bad actors are not like they were hired and trained and then became a secret agent and then made a whole fake identity. That's not like 99% of them actually. It's like a person that got into a position where they were like, they were ready to do the thing and they were doing it and then they were corruptible or manipulable or approachable, and then they got supported and nudged and pushed, and then that fame makes them really excited about their position, and then they keep getting nudged and pushed.
And Ian, that's almost certainly, I believe that, I have to be honest, I believe this is what happened here.
Did you just give out the playbook for what's happening to you? You said it, not me. I've been nudged, I've been pushed, and I push back. I don't play that game. Did you ask anybody? Did you ask around? Did you ask all the private equity folks? Marantz doesn't play ball. We've tried. You know, they offer me things. Ian, you don't know I got offered to be on that stage with you? You didn't know that? Nobody told you? Shit, you're doing a movie? I hope I don't show up. Oh, I was invited. Red carpet. Flight paid. And I said, no, I'm good. I'm going to work. Where none of you guys are. None of you guys go to work. It's crazy out here. You know, speaking of some stuff where we got to go to work, we're going to go to work right now. I was talking about payment for order flow and how markets are corrupted, right? Now, the only guy getting arrested during the financial crisis was someone who actually took the code source from Goldman and got charged. And you were like, what the hell? Why? What are they mad about? And when you look at the dude who did it, right? Yeah, I'm with you here. I'm with you here. I got to go look at something really quick. I don't know how to say his name, and I don't care to say his name. There was this thing that was going on. I got to go look at the trial. Let me go look at this trial real quick. He got off. They let him off. But that's not the trial I want to look at. I don't look at that. I'm closing windows real quick. What I want to look at was our boy Taryn Pizer. You guys remember Taryn Pizer? I talked about him before. Let me go see if I can Google Taryn Pizer. Taryn, I want to see if I can get a picture of him. Taryn Pizer. There he is. Got him. Boy, this boy's good looking, bro. This guy's fire. Okay? Good looking man. There's our boy Taryn Pizer right there. This is Taryn Pizer. If you guys are not familiar, Taryn Pizer was convicted of securities fraud. He has a sentencing hearing February 24th. It just happened. I don't know the outcome. I didn't go look it up. But Taryn Pizer started his career at Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs. Then he went to First Boston after Drexel Burnham Lambert. Went to Drexel Burnham Lambert, then First Boston. And if you guys don't know First Boston, it's actually Credit Suisse. First Boston Credit Suisse owns First Boston. You know, they bought them out. That's the name. They changed the name. They're going back. Now that UBS bought out Credit Suisse, they're going back to First Boston. But you know what? Who was at First Boston when Taryn Pizer was there? Was Larry Fink there? You know, Larry Fink used to run First Boston, right? That's BlackRock. But hey, what do I know? I want to talk about Taryn Pizer. The reason I want to talk about Taryn Pizer is because Taryn Pizer, if you guys don't know, we know a lot about this gentleman here, or the lack of a gentleman. Taryn Pizer worked next on the desk at Drexel Burnham Lambert, the most corrupt, notorious hedge fund of our lifetime. Mike Milken and the Milken Institute, those boys. Mike Milken worked at Drexel. He worked the junk bond desk. The international junk bond desk was actually ran by Mark Faber. Now, I know Mark Faber because I've interviewed him on this show just last month, 2 months ago, whenever I did it. Everybody was watching. Mark Faber, he doesn't have a problem with Mike Milken. A lot of people don't. I think Mike Milken's good for investing. He invented these tools. You know what the tools they invested? The leverage buyout was being done by KKR for so many years. But he said, you know what? Let's do the LBOs. But in addition to doing the LBOs, let's accelerate it. Let's put some gas on it. Let's give out this money, these bonds that no one can pay back. That is what they did. And they corrupted a lot of individuals. Now, the secrets are there. The corruption is there to hold these things over these people. And if you follow it really closely, you're going to know some things. I'm going to give you the things you should know. There was First Boston. We know, I just told you what it's all about. But I want to talk about Towers Financial Corporation. Towers Financial Corporation. Towers Financial is from Jeffrey Epstein files, right? Everybody talks about this. If you guys don't know, it's considered a Ponzi scheme between 1988 and 1993, and it was the largest Ponzi scheme known to man at the time. And there's only one guy who was there, Jeffrey Epstein, that did not get charged with anything. Everyone else got charged. Stephen Heffenberg, right here, Stephen Heffenberg, got charged with the Ponzi scheme. Now, if you saw the Jeffrey Epstein movie on Netflix, he said Jeffrey Epstein was a mastermind behind this whole thing, but that he was a plant from Mossad. Now, if these guys are Israeli plants and all they're doing is getting, I guess, dirt on people, they're doing the P. Diddy thing. They put you in bad situations, and then now they have a card on you. Now they can play that card whenever they need to. It appears that was the deal for Jeffrey Epstein because he never gets caught with anything this whole time. Well, he's here at Towers Financial. Guys, after Drexel Burnham Lambert shuts down and Taryn Pizer turns state's evidence and helps prosecute Mike Milken for immunity, Taryn Pizer gets hired at Towers Financial. He's at Towers Financial when this is all going down. Towers Financial has to file for bankruptcy because they lied to the actual traders and their investors. And they were doing this thing. I forget the verbiage. It's called stock parking. A lot of these guys do this. This is what Mike Milken got charged with. Stock parking is when you don't actually tell people who holds these shares, these losing shares, or you hide them, and no one actually knows who actually owns them at any time. Like you won't disclose your position. You don't file your 13Fs on time, 13Ds. You don't file it on time. So they stock parking. And all of a sudden, oh yeah, no, he has a bigger position than what he had. He has to announce it differently. These are violations, securities violations, sure. But they're doing it in the open. Do you guys remember the part where I told you David Solomon, who actually runs Goldman Sachs, he actually had a deal with Mike Milken, and they were keeping a separate set of books for the actual trades and the values of them off the books. They had a little black book, and it would actually tell you who was behind and how much money was behind, but they weren't showing it on paper. On paper, they were showing profits to their investors. So everybody would be happy until they could recoup some of that money on other trades, on other investments, get more people into it. That's what's happening. Well, here, why is everybody always connected? You know, Towers Financial is one thing. Towers Financial will be the biggest Ponzi scheme before Bernie Madoff and all of that stuff, right? I know all this is going on. What people don't know about Towers Financial and the guy, Stephen, what's his last name? Heffenberg? Stephen Heffenberg died. Stephen Heffenberg died, and when he died in 2022. I want to say he died 2022. A couple years ago. Do you know who found his body? It's kind of crazy. But they found his body, and it was Maria Farmer. Maria Farmer found his body, and she was an Epstein accuser who's very young. She's probably 20 years younger than him. Born in 1970. Her and her sister, if you guys don't know, they went to the Guggenheim. Oh, I say the Guggenheim, but it's right here. Mary Farmer. So they actually went to, I say Guggenheim, it's right here. Elaine Guggenheim. She actually runs it. The New York Academy of Art. This is where they tell you Maxwell and him, they were going to buy, and I say Jeffrey Epstein, they were going to buy art. And she agreed to sell it to them for less because Elaine Guggenheim, yes, that Guggenheim family, the same Guggenheims, that Guggenheim Partners, if you don't know who they are, you should. Their school's dean is part of that family over here. Guggenheim Partners are the ones who hired Mike Milken out of prison and gave him money, right? They had him going, and then they had to say they're not part of them anymore. They're all on the same team. Because Mike Milken's no different. Apollo is no different. You guys don't know, Apollo stems from Drexel. 6 of them left there to form Apollo. Then they formed Ares Capital. Then they formed, I forget the other one right now. It's with the Pegasus or whatever it was called. These guys did everything. And if Guggenheim, the family, is the one directing you towards Jeffrey Epstein, why is it that private equity, Drexel Burnham Lambert, Apollo, why are they all over this Epstein guy and no one talks about it? There's no mention of Josh Harris, Mark Rowan, or Leon Black. And we know Leon Black gave him money. We know Leon Black, and they call it consulting, for consulting, tax consulting. You can't tag it as consulting. That's just a term people put when they pay somebody some money. Oh, he did some consulting for me. Where? Where's the hours? Where's the minutes? You want to know what's the dirtiest part of this whole thing? The dirtiest part is how you go through and you look up the lineage of these guys, of the whole Guggenheim family. I looked at all of them, guys. Massive, $300 million worth of, $300 billion worth of assets. But as I go through the whole list of what they were doing and how they were doing it, oh yeah, Manscaped. You guys ever seen these podcasts that are sponsored by Manscaped? You know who owns Manscaped.com? For all you men out there, Guggenheim's one of the main investors. You guys don't know about the main investors of additional investors of Carvana? Oh, I'm going to teach you all that today. Henry Silverman, this guy here, from Budget Rent-A-Car, from Avis Rent-A-Car, went to Penn. They all go to Penn. You know that. Blackstone Group. Accepted a position in partnership over here at Blackstone. I wonder why I was reading on him right now. I'm going to find out because it's going to pop up. Oh, yeah, that's why. Sold to Apollo. Blackstone and Apollo doing games. Oh, there we go. Look at this. Assumed position of vice chairman in asset management at Guggenheim Partners. What was he before that? Chief operating officer at Apollo. Do you know why they just pass around each other? Where they just go from store to store? Private equity firm to private equity firm? Manscaped is there, by the way. Don't get me started. And who owns them? Oh, Mark Cuban. I got some things to pick out with him. I got problems with Mark Cuban. But yes, just so that we're clear, Guggenheim Investments owns them. Okay? Now, or they were part of the deal that didn't go through, some other bullshit. I'm okay with it. This is Drexel Burnham Lambert, by the way, what I'm reading right here. So, Tom Spiegel, American broker. Okay? Czechoslovakia, wherever he's from. Used to work at Drexel. Okay? When I start naming these guys, remember their names forever. Because that's what we have to do. We have to remember the guys' names so that we don't forget them moving forward. I had clicked on him because he's with Guggenheim now, I believe. One of the two. I can't remember why I clicked on him. I'm coming over here to where I want to be. Kimball Wood. Kimball Wood is a former, well, she was trying to be a playmate. She was trying to do Playboy for like 5 days. It didn't work out. Kimball Wood, pay attention, America, was unsuccessfully appointed as the United States Attorney General. Damn, that sucks. Because she's hot compared to Janet Reno. That's who got it the third time. And the whole deal why these guys didn't get, attorney generals because they had maids that they hired. It's called Nannygate or something like that. Where they hired them, they didn't pay them taxes. They didn't pay taxes for their employees. And Bill Gates, this is all part of Bill Gates' stuff. But what people don't know is that she was the judge that sat over the Mike Milken case. She's the one that reduced Mike Milken to time served, 2 years, whatever, and got out after 22 months. She's the judge that let the hammer off of Mike Milken. Hey, you ever seen who she's married to? Kimba actually married, she was Playboy Bunny, like I said, she was Playboy Bunny for like 5 days. Anyway, she actually married somebody. You'll never believe who she married. This is some random dude. And she's the judge who lowered the case. But the guy she married is a guy she had an affair with. And he works for this company called Sentinel Capital Partners, private equity, by the way. David Lobel is actually the founder and managing partner today. And he's from Bain & Company and Smith & Barney in private equity. But that's her husband is private equity. Her husband is Richard something the second. I can't remember his name right now. But yeah, Richard is her husband. She had an affair on her husband with Richard. That's all in the book. Go look it up. I was trying to read it. I was like, what went down? I want to know. Private equity. Hey, shout out to my boy. We're going to take a small commercial break right here. Shout out to my boy, Bo Mantanona. He made it to NCAA finals. I told you the Mantanona boys are real. They're from Michigan. They go to Michigan. They're from the valley where I live. And they're out there beating grown-ass men, bros. They're doing it. I love them. Keep grinding out for me, little dudes. Those little dudes are bad, bro. Bottoms up. That's not where I'm at. I know where I'm going. Oh, God. Cast of characters, guys. Oh, Lori Spurge is the one who had that affair. I said she had an affair with Mike Milken. She had to have. She was his secretary, who started as a secretary at Drexel, went on to lead the capital markets group, and worked for Guggenheim Partners. Lori Spurge. All these people worked at Drexel. Read the names, guys. I read all of this already. Read the names. Peter Ackerman. Yep. Fresh Direct grocery store. Chris Anderson, head of Drexel Burnham Investment, Payne Weber and Associates, C.C. Anderson Partners. Mark Anasato. Remember we talked about these guys who owned the Milwaukee Bucks? Jones Day. Gloom, Doom, and Doom Report. Mark Faber, I already interviewed him. J. Crew, Shake Shack, all Drexel Burnham Lambert. The Milken Institute, Drexel Burnham lawyer and consultant, is at the Milken Institute now. Molez, we talked about them. Morgan Stanley and Bank of America Global General Counsel is Gary Lynch, and he was the enforcement for the SEC and became vice chairman, and he worked at Drexel. Golden Tree, Havana, all this. Global Crossing, Gary Winnick. Global Crossing, one of the most notorious bankruptcies of the dot-com era. Gary Winnick's alumni, people who actually worked for him while he was at Global Crossing, well, now you know they run Marcella Mancura and Legion Partners. Those guys. It's the whole staff over there. Don't get me started. Fred Joseph was the man, but unfortunately he had to deal with this guy, Mike Milken, and look at his toupee. That thing's not even real, dude. I can't even take this guy serious. It's gross. Lori Spurge. Remember we talked about Lori Spurge right now, the secretary from Drexel? Larry Spurge, she got into the board of directors of a company called BioSig. Right here, BioSig. Sig, is it Sig? BioSig? Sig. Look at what she said here, guys. I thought it was pretty amazing what she said. She said, and I quote, where is it at? I'm going to read it right here. She's going to say, Miss Sig commented, I'm at a point in my life where I want to show support to smart people with the high integrity who are passionate about advancing initiatives that improve and save lives. Working with Mike Milken since 1981 has been the greatest privilege over the years. He has taught me to help others and achieve the vision of the American dream. You got a new job last year. You've been in business for 40 years, lady. And your acceptance speech is working with Mike Milken since 1981 has been the greatest privilege. He's a convicted felon. Did I miss something? It's the American dream? Or maybe you're just name dropping for the crowd. Maybe that's what it is, Lori. My bad. Guggenheim Partners. The firm CEO is Mark Walter. Okay? Mark Walter. Guggenheim. Mark Walter. Check this out, Mark Walter. You guys ever seen him, Mark Walter? He's the primary owner of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Guggenheim owns the Dodgers? Oh, man. And the Sparks? Cool. What else do they own? I had to keep scrolling because this dude has best friends from Guggenheim Partners. Because if you read it right here, it says, through his work at Guggenheim, he got to know future investor and partner Todd Boehly, whatever. It was 14 years. Walter owns 21% of TWG Global Holdings. Guggenheim's main guy owns Global Holdings. He is controlling shareholder Delaware Life Holdings, LLC, and serves on the board of trustees, blah, 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 blah. Also maintains a stake in Carvana, private equity. Locked them in. Maybe it's just a coincidence. Let's go look at his buddy, his business partner, Todd. Hey, Todd, how you doing? Hey, ever watch Friends? Can we be friends? No way. There's no way you went to the London School of Economics and then began working at First Boston. Credit Suisse First Boston. There's no way. That's just a coincidence that we're just going in the same circles here. What in the Dick Clark is going on? Oh, hold on. Boehly has invested in the digital technology industry, including companies such as CoreWeave, GoPuff, and Stash. CoreWeave. You invested in the Chuck E. Cheese? How'd that go for you? You sold a company to Carlyle Group for $487 million? Huh. Private equity, selling to private equity, and you invest 10% interest on Blue Owl. Stake funds. You own 20% of the Dodgers as well? And the Sparks? You own Cloud9? I play League of Legends. You own Cloud9 on esports? Man. Not again. That's pretty wild, man. That is pretty wild. And you own the Lakers. You own a 27% stake in the Lakers. I don't even want to be a fan of the Dodgers and Lakers anymore. Just because of this bullshit. I figured it out. I figured out you guys do things indirectly. It's all connected. I get it. He was interviewed by Mike Milken in 2023 at the Milken Institute Global Conference. What do you know? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong for thinking Guggenheim has anything to do with anything. Or maybe Taryn Pizer has been turning all the right cheeks for a long time. And yet we uncovered all the rocks. Maybe we got lucky. Hey, Ian Carroll, did you not describe yourself, by the way? I was just curious about that. You did, right? Okay, cool. I'm going to show you a series of videos here, and then we're going to go to the chat. But here we go. Maxis are having meltdowns that we're not pumping. Of course it isn't. The reserve says they won't buy any Bitcoin, only acquired through seizing. This is so different from what they promised. Bitcoin will 100% go under 10K. If you're worried about this tiny drop, strap in. That's right. They're going to seize what they can from criminals and store it. That sounds amazing. I'm already excited. All right. Hey, Trey, let's go watch what you got to do, Trey. Ready? Before we get on to the others of my videos. We won't go to my videos yet. Let's watch Trey. Taryn Pizer. I can't believe I found Taryn Pizer. This guy was at everywhere. Towers Financial guys, all I see are ties between Drexel Burnham Lambert and Jeffrey Epstein on every turn. Every turn I look. Apollo is Drexel. Leon Black? Oh, man. Okay, whatever. Maybe I'm crazy. I'm not crazy. Oh, by the way, when he says Colin in this video, this is the Colin he's talking about. Colin Gladman has 57,000 followers. 57,000 followers on TikTok or whatever this is, on Twitter. Terrible TA advice. Like, what are you doing in someone else's Discord? You're not a good trader on your own? You need to hang out with somebody else? Aren't you Trey Trades? Isn't your last name Trades?
If this is going to be helpful for anybody else out there, but right now I'm feeling extremely frustrated with how trading went today. And this is something that my buddy Colin, who is a mentor to me, tells all the people in his Discord server, which I'm a part of, that I'm really kind of gravitating on right now, which is you're never as good as your best day, and you're never as bad as your worst day. And today is the worst day that I have had in a month easily. And in the moment, it's really hard not to be like, fuck, dude, what the fuck am I doing? You know? But in this moment, what I'm doing is I'm zooming out. I'm looking at my monthly P&L. I know I'm still up for the month. I'm going to reassess what trades I took and if they made sense and if there's things I could have done differently. But in the long run, I know that as long as I keep trading my plans and I create good plans and I manage them, that I'm going to continue to do okay. And if not, I'll reassess and I'll change my plan, you know? But the man that cannot be beaten is the man who does not give up. And I'll tell you this right now. I could blow up my fucking $200 of options trading money and I'm going to start again with another $200 and I'm going to try again. And if I blow that up, I'll try again. I'm going to keep trying again until I get it right. I'll tell you that. Not that I plan on blowing it up, because let's not do that if we have a choice. But I'm not giving up, man. You all are stuck with me. You guys are stuck with me until the end of time. So here's to it. It was a tough one, and I don't want to pretend like it wasn't a tough one. And I'm not going to pretend like I'm not frustrated. I'm not going to pretend like the shit doesn't suck, because it does suck. But if I'm going to share with you the moments that are awesome, I'm like, damn, I feel like a king right now. I feel like I fucking played this market as well as I possibly could have. I have to also show you the days where it sucks. Today sucks, dude. Tough day. What do you do?
What do? You try again, Trey. No. The dumbest shit I've ever heard from a human. Let's keep doing the things that help me lose this money. But if this is how you're getting about $200? Go work. Get a real job. I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, you're really, like, having a down day because $200, bro. Imagine getting a flat tire every month for a year. Do that. That shit sucks. Nah, man. Let me tell you guys something about Trey. Trey played himself. He played those people. He played everybody. He played his whole following. His following wasn't real. He had 400,000 followers, as he called it. And I'm going to tell you right now, that community doesn't exist. If you had 400,000 people watching you, and they support you, and they support your movement, everything, then you would know, you would feel it. You wouldn't shut your channel down, walk away, and not have any money to show for it. This guy lost $1 million. Not that he lost $1 million in the market. He spent it on drugs, on bad investments. No, let me tell you, this guy's an addict. He went from being a skinny, snot-nosed kid at 160 pounds, soaking wet, talking about lamp on, lamp off, to a full-blown drug addict who's just lifting weights to deal with the aggression because that kid has a lot of demons inside. I mean, you can see it. He hasn't figured himself out. You know, the thing about men, Trey, take this moment and realize how far you are from this moment. Men, when they turn 30 to 35, they have this moment, they have this realization in life. And it's an easy one. It's, do I want to change and be the best man that I can possibly be and grind out life and now have a purpose and a direction? Or do I want to bitch about what just happened to me over these last 10 years where I couldn't get right? Those are your two options. And a lot of men, well, become men. And then a lot of them, some of them, a little bit, become you. Just trapped in all your failures in life and all your losses. Pick a side of the road that you want to be on and get better. When I tell you I was 24, 25, 26 years old, making $100,000 a year, all that cash I had, and I would just go to the casino, literally the casino, not you, go to the stock market, and I would just sit down and I would entertain myself. I would buy bottles, I would play poker, I would just walk around with $800, $700, just throw it anywhere. Did not care if I won or lost. You know why? Because it was excess. It was excess. I didn't care, and I didn't have the education to know any better. Admittedly, I had a problem. The problem was being uninformed, not paying attention to the world around me. I wish I had YouTube. I wish I had people. I wish I had guidance. Well, let me guide you there, Trey. Delete your trading apps. Delete everything you have that connects you to this market that makes you want to day trade. That friend that you could, the mentor you called him, Colin? The mentor, right? What does he do for a living? What can he do for you? How can he protect you and support you? The next trade, the next drug, the next high? You guys are no different than heroin fiends. You're looking for your next moment, and it'll never feel like that. For you say, I want to just let you know when I have a good day and when I'm victorious. What are you celebrating? $200? $400? I made $2,000 today. $2,000 is down payment on a new car for your mother. Remember when you gave her your old RAV4? It was like a slap in the face. I remember you're like, I gave my mom my RAV4, and I was just like, why wouldn't you take your millions of dollars, the millions, right? And go buy a nice piece of property and put your people on it. So no one ever has to worry about making a payment again. Yeah, maybe some property tax you got to deal with. But secure your family, man. Trey Trades, you're a loser. You're a loser in this market. And currently, you're a loser in life. And if you want to win, maybe you should watch this channel. All right, that's him. Next. Oh, I'm next. Let's go get it. Let's see what I have to say.
Who's gonna tell him? Who's gonna tell him? Who's gonna tell him? Who's gonna tell him?
They think I'm Rico.
I'm not Rico.
There you go.
I'm not Rico. You believe me yet? You believe me yet? Who's gonna tell him?
Hold on.
Who's gonna tell him? Who's gonna tell him? Who's gonna tell him?
Bro, you imagine if my name was like Marantz Private Equity and I didn't know anything about private equity? This guy's name is Trey Trades. You don't know anything about trading.
It is not a criminal violation. It is not a criminal violation to enter the country illegally.
I'm not Webster Dictionary, but the term illegally means it's
not legal.
Not legal. Therefore, that is a crime.
Crimes are illegal.
Crimes are illegal.
Criminal.
Criminal.
I don't know. Who voted?
I don't know. Who voted for this? Oh,
I don't understand you guys.
like I don't understand.
You guys this dumb.
Are you guys this
It's
dumb?
tough, man. Just
It is
be
tough,
dumb
man.
on your own.
Just
How
be
about you
dumb on your
in
own.
silence?
How about you
Can we
be
do that?
dumb in silence? Can we do that?
It is not.
All right,
It
guys.
is not-
So I was at McDonald's.
All right, guys.
right now,
So I
and
was
they
at
just
McDonald's
asked me
right
if I wanted to
now,
round up
and they
my
just
change
asked me if I wanted to round up my
give money
change
to the Ronald
to
McDonald
give money to the
Foundation.
Ronald McDonald Foundation, and I do it every time. And the reason why I'm going to tell you this story is because it changed my life, and maybe it'll change yours. I'm a common day man, and I'm telling you right now that organization benefited me tenfold, and I'll explain and why I always give money. So the year was 2004. I was on vacation. I was at a destination wedding in Orlando, Florida, and my brother's getting married, and we're at the reception, and my wife at the time she's pregnant. She actually goes into labor 2 months early. So now we're about to have my son 4 hours away from where we live, and we have to go to the hospital, and my son has gastroschisis, intestines outside of the abdomen, meaning he has to have surgery. He's under 5 pounds, he's a little hairy monkey dude, and he needs, this life support. So we're praying, and we're wondering how we're going to do this. We're away from home, we have to be there, but we can't stay at the hospital because they can't house both of us. So the way it worked was he had to have surgery, she had to have somewhere to stay, while I commute back and forth the 4 hours back and forth from home to work and still see them on the weekends. He ended up staying in the hospital for a whole month for recovery, which I'm blessed. He's a big kid now. He's 6 feet, 200 pounds, and he's a strong boy, and he worked it out. But back then, very frail, and we didn't know what was going to happen. But Ronald McDonald House took in my wife at the time and let her stay there for a whole month completely free. Completely free. And it was amazing because it was across the street from the Arnold Palmer Memorial Hospital in Orlando, Florida. So she was able to walk across and see my son every day and have that relationship with him that first month of his life. And without the organization and the fund, it wouldn't be possible. So I fully support the Ronald McDonald House. I used to think it was just, an organization that was near and here and only for the cities, whatever it may be. But I'm from a small town. I'm not from the big city. And when you did transport to the big city and you got stuck there, guess what? They helped us out. So I'll forever pay it forward. I'll always feel obligated to do it, and I won't even think twice. That is the Ronald McDonald Foundation via McDonald's, and I feel free to donate my money every chance I get. And shout out to my son, Troy. He's a big ass dude. Gonna make it. All right, guys. Peace. So Ian Carroll wants to do a meet and greet for $278. Goodness gracious. Are you Taylor Swift? I'm trying to figure this part out. The whole thing is, it's a venue in Boston, and they're calling it Bottoms Up. What a name for you, Ian. But beyond that, it's a restaurant that his buddy owns, one of the sponsors, right? This is bought and paid for movement for retail investors. If you guys do not know who these guys are and what they're doing, the infiltration of it, they're making a documentary. And here you go. Here's what Ian says out of his own words. And you guys will understand why he says bottoms up so much. But here you go. Listen to Ian right here. I got the clip.
Okay, so they're going with the name.
This is coming out this month, so I doubt it.
No, this is far more in the pre-production right now.
Yeah.
And it's the kind of opportunity where, like, we need this documentary to get made from a whole spectrum retail perspective, because the whole point is that all the documentaries up to this point have sort of focused on, like, 2021 happened and it was this really cool story, and listen to this thing about a short squeeze. It's like, no, bitch, the actual story is...
You can hide a lot, but you can't hide that. No, bitch. Hey, good luck with this meetup, okay? All you guys, if you guys have ever been to one of these meetups, Bed Bath & Beyond did 2 of them, or even more than that. They did like 4 of them at different bars. But this guy's charging $278. Pretty pricey, considering it's just him. Ian, are you somebody? Did I miss something? Or are you the guy who steals due diligence from other creators and then passes it off as your own? I'm just asking. Peace, scrub. This is the Russell 2000. It's an ETF that actually tracks the top 2,000 companies in the world. And as you can see, it's on a downtrend. It's had a six-week run where it's not showing any profits, any upside. That means the market's all the way down. Small cap companies, micro cap companies, everything's in this thing. You can't carry it. It just had the largest drop off and it's all the way down. Down 15%, guys. You're in correction territory. You're in recessionary territory. And I hope they tell you this. It's not transitory. You're there. Is that a lot of Tories? Well, hey, how about this? That's the story. You're in a recession. Believe it. Peace. All right, guys, this is the NASDAQ right here. I want you to pay attention to something, okay? This is 2022, way down over here, where they actually broke to the 200-day moving average. And then, of course, it got pump. Touched the 200-day moving average a couple of times in there, but kept pumping all the way. Now it finally fell through right here as of on Friday. But here's the thing, guys. Finishing below your 200-day moving average is a big deal. The other part about this QQQ deal is the market's already telling you what's going to happen. If you guys saw Walmart, you guys saw Costco, you saw the biggest retailers in the world, what did they say? They give you guidance on the downside. Not as much money we're going to make. We're actually seeing a trend that's breaking off on the downside. And here's why. Because consumers don't have stimmies coming. There's no stimulus package coming, guys. There's no money coming from the government. So you have to know there's going to be some tough times, some real hard truths coming to this market. So as the market drops down and people's shopping drops down or their spending drops down, people start, I guess, losing cars and houses. We'll go there next. But let's talk about jobs. Because if everyone's spending less, the employers are not going to hire as many, but they're still going to give raises. And if I'm going to give a raise, I have to offset that income with payrolls, with controllables. So you don't give as many hours out, you don't hire as many people. And with this administration cutting all these jobs, which they have to, all this federal funding is actually cutting jobs, you're going to see a jobs report that wasn't real just this past one last week. 150,000 jobs were added. Well, I'll tell you what, that's not nearly enough. Not nearly enough to what they need to keep going. We're in February, March timeframe. This is the start of the new year, a new fiscal budget. And you're telling me you have no money for jobs? Hey, I've seen this happen before. I lived through 2009. I actually worked for Gannett. This is a longer video than normal, and I apologize for you guys who just like to scroll with your thumbs. But if you want to know about education, I worked for Gannett. I was a senior sales executive for recruitment advertising. I used to do all the hiring. And when it went cold, when it went dark, the phone stopped ringing. No one was hiring. It was because the housing crisis was happening and you got locked up. Well, guess what? You're in a financial crisis right now. This is an AI bubble. And if you're not familiar with that, it's because the top 7 companies in the world, they have to spend money to keep the ball rolling, to keep this market pumping. Well, guess what those top 7 companies did? They did a downgrade on their actual cap expense. They go, nope, I don't need to spend this much on chips anymore with NVIDIA. We can do it ourselves or we can do it with less. Go check out Microsoft's earnings. Go ahead and listen to what NVIDIA said. They can all pump these numbers because NVIDIA does mark-to-market accounting. That means they count the money before it ever comes in. Go Google that too. But I'm letting you know what's happening. This economy is about to get rough. So you got to get rough right back. Hey, that was the video. I don't know why it was so long, but maybe you guys got educated. Maybe you didn't. Remember what I'm telling you. You're living in it right now. Recession? Absolutely. Peace. All right, so here's a chart to pay attention to. This is the weekly gold inflow, and this is a 4-week period right here. So in February 25th, this whole time frame, the most gold inflow ever. Yes. Listen, guys. People are buying God's money. You know this, gold and silver, because, or even Bitcoin apparently, but not securities. So they're shifting, and this is why the market is down all the way to 5,700 points, 5,800 points from an all-time high of 6,100. You've lost around 5% on the S&P, you've lost 10% on the QQQs, and you've lost 15% on the Russell 2000. What does that tell you? We're headed one direction. And if you're too slow, if the transition's not there and you don't know how to make it, you're like, how in the world, what do I do now? Well, 1, you breathe because you want to buy the bottom. 2, you see the signals coming. So chill out on housing, chill out on cars. Try not to do anything big right now. I'm not giving financial advice. I'm just letting you know what I'm doing or what I've done in the past. Remember 2009 when everything hit the wall? if you bought a house right after, you were doing really well in life for the next 15 years, and you're probably sitting on something fat. But if you didn't and you bought a house right before, like 2006, 2007, well, you got foreclosed on or you got evicted, and maybe your car got repoed. But that's what's going to happen right now. There's going to be cars being repossessed. There's going to be houses being foreclosed on. The whole world's going to reset itself because hey, it's been about 15 years of free money. And when I look at the market itself, S&P 500, you had 2 years in a row over 25% increases. Now they did 24%, 25%, whatever it may be for the year. And then it had a down year 2022, right? Negative 4%, whatever it may be. But guys, this is a down round right now. Watch it. It's coming. Peace! Elon Musk. Well, he's lost all his gains from when Trump actually got elected over here. Elon Musk. Well, he's lost all his gains from when Trump actually got elected over here. They announced it. They go, hey, Trump's in office. Elon's going to go all the way through the moon because, he's partners up with Trump. And then now you've lost everything. Is it because Doge is out here exposing all the waste? Or is it because the Fed's really coming to grips that we're actually in a recession? This administration is going to take it on the chin. I get that part. But Elon losing wealth, that's okay. It's money to burn because it's all like paper, right? It's not real wealth. It's not actual like dollars. He's not liquid, guys. He has to sell his shares to get his cash. And if he sells his shares, what happens to the price? It goes down. What happens to the value? It goes down. That's what happens here, guys. The only people out there that actually have the cash, maybe Warren Buffett. That's about it. But hey, check them out right now, guys. Look at these guys. Tesla, down $700 billion in market cap. It's probably nothing. Are you late on your car payment? Well, this chart tells us that at an all-time high right now, Americans are 2 payments behind on their car payments. I'm okay with it because look at the last time that happened, way over here, right before the dot-com bubble and the stock market crashed. But now we're over here again. You know what it is? Rates all-time high, inflation, cost of living, no growth in actual earnings. It's tough if your employer's not paying you, right? Well, I'll tell you what, guys. Just remember what time this is right now. This is that recessionary time. And it's been happening for like 3 or 4 years, but nobody wanted to admit it. New administration, taking it on the chin. Maybe you are too. Save up where you can. I'm supposed to tell you, it's probably nothing. Peace. Gold miners versus tech stocks, guys. So the one time that the gold actually went up versus tech stocks, or it's happened twice before, rather than just this past month. But it happened right here, the dot-com bubble. When it bust and it popped, everyone went into, you guessed it, precious metals, God's money, gold, silver, and whatever else you want to buy, maybe a little bit of copper. But as you can see, that's when it got up. Then, of course, you had the greater financial crisis. Reason why everyone didn't go into it, because greater financial crisis is a little different. Greater financial crisis had a buyout, a savings. Like everyone got saved. I just want you to know that. So we know what the Fed did then. But then you had right here during the pandemic of 2020, 2022, the market was in a recession. So yes, people got out of securities and naturally went to precious metals again. And of course, it was all a fake out because the administration didn't want to admit defeat. Well, guess what's happening today? Do you see a little green over there? A little green thing up there, but like right there, that tall, my finger, yeah, I'm flashing. Who knows? Hey guys, believe it or not, this is what's happening today. You're in it right now. Let it play out for another, 6 months, maybe a year. But you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. A little bit more pain, a little bit more unemployment, a little bit more truth. Get ready. Hey, buy the bottom of the market, though. They always tell you, if you're not ready for a crash, then you shouldn't be investing, right? But me, I'm not ready for a crash, I guess. But you could just buy $10. You could buy $20 a day. Who cares? Do what's best for you. Peace. So this is an ETF that tracks the semiconductor ETFs. And it actually had a death cross over here just this week. And the last time I had that was way over here in 2022. So you saw what happened when that happened. We actually went down in the market. And then, of course, a fake pump all the way back up, which has been the U.S. economy for the last 2 years. But no, we were in a recession then in 2022. And we're in a recession now. Hopefully the Fed will name it that. But remember, it always takes employment to tell you if you're in a recession, not just the 20% down on the market. So right now, the market's down around 10 to 15, depending on which ones you're looking at. And we'll see when the Fed wants to admit defeat. But the truth is, guys, you're living in a cold world. Get ready. Peace. All right, guys, so we'll talk about the markets today. You know, they're green. You know, market's green. It's having a bounce back day, but really,
What it is
it's not
is-
All
bouncing
right,
back.
we're good.
What it is
We saw
is
that
it's
video already. All right, I'm done. All right, anything left, guys? Because then I get to enjoy my Sunday. I got to go eat. I haven't eaten today. I had some ceviche earlier. I want to thank all the love and support of the channel. You guys get your info that you needed today. That's huge for me. But other than that, play some League of Legends, call it a night, enjoy myself. Thank you guys for everything. Hopefully you guys got some information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, all the financial advice you've ever asked for. And yeah, I feel the same way, guys. I read all your chats and all your comments. I had to put your boy AMC on a timeout, almost a forever timeout because he pissed me off. Marantz keeps shining the light on exposing. Curious, what are your thoughts on Richard Newton and his intel? One, I think Richard's unsure of himself. You know, he's riding the movement, the fame movement for himself, where he's like trying to come off as like this wholesome guy, but deep down inside, he's just buying, calls. He's a gambler. And if you invest into the company, you support the company, go shop there and promote it that way. But I don't need to buy call contracts to try to prove that I know the investment better than other people. Everyone tries to say, well, Roaring Kitty buys calls. And it's like, yeah, well, you're not Roaring Kitty. Keith Gill has 5 certificates of professionalism. He's passed his series test, multiple of them. He's in the investment world. He's an educator for investors. So if you just invest in things you love and you like, and it might work out that way, it's really that simplistic. I like the stock. That's it. I like the stock. I don't need all the drama. I don't need all the we're here for freedom fighting and we're gonna fight the system. We're gonna revolt. Everyone who's tried to control the narrative of GameStop investors is just trying to shun it and trying to paint you in bad light. And everyone has been painted this way, and that's okay. That's what the media is there to do. These guys are making movies right now. These guys have already made numerous movies, documentaries. They've all tried to shun and push out. Fundamentals are not there. I mean, they got analysts out here lying to you. You had Martin Scarelli come to the chat. You've had, old boy, what's his damn name? Bill Pulte. He's tried to come in here and try to ingratiate himself. I've had numerous people. I even had the Meltdown come to me, and I've had Superstock come to me, and I push everyone out. And I have the right direction on it. And people sold. And got the hell out of the way. They didn't want to be a part of this. And because they don't have it in them, man. You think about it. Somebody like a Tobit comes out, writes all these DD pieces, and you're like, okay, Austin Tobit. Everybody knows he's a legend out there in the DD land. And he cares, but you know what? Shit came down. He had to sell. He had to get his house in order, his family in order, take care of his dad or something like that. You know what? That's what it's there for. Hey, all you jackasses out there, the money is there. It's saved up. You have it. They're GameStop shares, and you have a lot of them. But if life comes at you and you got to make a change, you got to make a pivot, you got to do some shit, sell them. Do what you got to do. Go be that bitch. Not me. Hell no, not me. I can never sell my shares. It's not even possible. I don't even know the sell button, bitches. Either I keep buying a stock every day, this is my only real drug, or I'm you. I'm just a regular dude who looks at other guys and like, what is he doing? This guy's crazy. No, I'm not crazy. I'm the other C word. I'm correct. GameStop. Can't stop, won't stop, GameStop. I'll see you tomorrow, millionaires.